In just a moment, first we want to remind you that it is crucial quiet, that you write, review, and register your wills here in the city of Baltimore. Belinda K. Conaway, Baltimore's Register of Wills. She's a wonderful woman, and she urges you to call this number, 410-752-5131. Get these vital details, and remember, make your family comfortable, because where there's a will, there's a way. Now we turn to the very hot quickies on Square Off. Tragically, the murder rate continues to rise in Baltimore, much of it gang-related. Many of the shooters and victims are repeat offenders.
If you're involved in guns, gangs, and drugs, your likelihood of being a victim of violent crime is increased, and you're at risk.
Thousands of guns out there. Keith, what do you think?
We have to get the guns off the street, and we have to get the guns from coming into the state of Maryland, and we have to get people treatment to decrease the demand of drugs and give people jobs. We got to do that. We're going to tackle this problem successfully.
Jobs are clearly a problem. People need to be at work. Drugs are clearly a problem. Guns alone don't cause a problem. It's bad people with guns, and we have to address interpersonal behavior.
The perception that Baltimore is unsafe, it's an economic issue, it's a fiscal issue. People are staying out of the city, and we've got to get a handle on this for the sake of our economy and for the sake of our business climate.
You're in the comptroller's office. Is Baltimore being hurt by this? You know the black and white.
There's no question about it. I don't have hard data at my reach,
right.
but
understood.
We hear it all the time from business owners and from folks in the tourism industry. People are staying out of the city. We're going to have to think big. We're going to have to think strategically about how to get suburbanites and folks from outside of the state back into the city.
All right, coming up in June, we're going to be airing a special Square Off, asking qualified women and men who want to make a difference in the city to join the Baltimore Police Department. Now let's talk about flying, which has become such a pain in the sky for some travelers. Take a look at this, folks. Two guys going at it on a Southwest Airlines flight from Dallas to Hollywood Burbank. I mean, look at these punches being thrown. It's for a very good reason, because one of the guys was ticked off because the other guy put his seat back. Andy, can you imagine? What in the world is going on with flying?
Well, I would say it's almost the same issue that we just looked at before with violence. Interpersonal violence is an unacceptable way to behave. And I think we have to teach people better than that. We have to learn, we have to behave differently than that. And until we do, we're not going to get control of either one of those problems.
But you saw it happen to the doctor on United, on the American Airlines flight with the stroller.
That was entirely different. They just happened to happen in the same location, but this is two people fighting with each other. And the United Airlines, that was just the way United Airlines treats its customers. I mean, I've been flying United for a long time. I understand that. But this is different. This is interpersonal violence. It's unacceptable.
Well, we have to restore law and order, I think, in general. I mean, it is. I think that everything's out of control, that there's not consequences like there used to be in general.
There's something even more fundamental than that. We've lost the ability to communicate with one another.
I agree.
And we've lost somewhere along the line basic respect for one another. Something very important is being lost in our society.
Why do you think?
Well, I think one thing is just the time that we live in. We tweet, we don't communicate. But the thing that I want to point out, Richard, is this: is that the airlines have to do a better job at customer service, because if you don't provide it on the front end, by the time a person gets on that flight and they're already at a certain level, it just proliferates. And so it's a collective effort that has to be tackled so that we don't get this type of violence on flights and endanger
Just to be clear, it doesn't matter what kind of customer service you're getting. It's not okay to get up and beat up the guy in the seat in front of you.
Well, it does.
I mean, that's just not okay.
Well, it's not okay when airline flight attendants drag you off.
No, that's not okay either.
That's not okay.
But Keith's right. When we're not tweeting at one another and texting one another, when we're face to face, somehow we've lost the ability to resolve conflicts in a peaceful and rational way.
All right, coming up Saturday, right, the 142nd running of the Preakness Stakes out at Pimlico. And look at this beautiful horse. Kentucky Derby winner, always dreaming, in his VIP stall, going in there at Old Hilltop, hoping for his shot at the Triple Crown. Every time Preakness rolls around, there's talk of it being moved, perhaps to Laurel, perhaps out of Maryland. Let's keep it here. What do you think about that, Caroline?
I definitely want to keep it here. I mean, I love the Preakness. I love what it does for our city and highlighting our city, our state. I hope that we can keep it. I hope that we can give more money maybe to fix up the area, to want people to continue to come here.
It's absolutely essential that we keep Preakness here.
Are you going? Do you have a hat for the Preakness?
I am not going this year. I usually do, but I'm not going this year.
Andy, what are you wearing?
I'm not going. I generally don't go. But I agree. It's on that list of things that we absolutely have to keep in the city in order to maintain viability in the city.
All right. As you know, today is Mother's Day. And fortunately, you guys have your mom. Mine is not here any longer. But we want to give you an opportunity, Andy, to address your mom right here and say, you want her picture first?
I was looking for a picture, yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there she is. There's my mom with my dad. We lost my dad about a year ago. My wonderful mother in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, still living there, taking care of my son who's going to school there. I love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, sweet. That was really sweet. I'm very touched. I am.
Thank you.
All right, sir. Go ahead, Len.
Mom, thank you very much for everything you gave me. The opportunities, the positive example. I wouldn't be here on this studio set today if it weren't for you. So I love you very much. Happy Mother's Day, and I'll see you for dinner later on this afternoon.
Oh, wow. She a good cook?
She's a great cook.
Well, thank you.
But she's not cooking today. We're going out.
All right.
I'm not going to make her cook today.
Add 4. Keith, your mom, what's her name?
My mom is Maybelline Haynes, and I love my mother. She's absolutely phenomenal.
Look at that smile.
And I literally would not be here. Literally would not be here if it wasn't for her. She's a great proponent of education, education, education. We raised 3 kids, got all their degrees, and she went back, got hers and her doctorate, and she's a lovely lady.
Caroline.
I love you, Mom.
Caroline.
I love you, Mom. You've been the best mother, friend, and role model I could ever ask for myself and for my daughter. Happy Mother's Day to every mother out there. You're doing a wonderful job. Every woman who is a mother, who ever has lost a child, or ever suffered with infertility, this day is for you as well. So happy Mother's Day to every woman out there.
And my mom is no longer around, but she was my greatest fan, believe it or not. Even bigger than you, Andy. Wow. And this is square off maybe 25 years ago. We brought her up on the set to give her roses and kiss her Happy Mother's Day. She was my biggest fan. Miss her every day. Happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful, wonderful moms. And we'll be back in just a moment.